I've been putting this off for far too long. But the truth is, the next big wave is here, and you are either going to get on the boat or you are going to sink. Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa Joy. I'm a Canon Explorer of Light, and I have been in the wedding and portrait industry well since film. I have learned on film, I have made the switch, I jumped on social media, and to be completely forward, I really hate when I have to learn new technology. It can be cumbersome, it takes forever, and it just makes waves and bumps in my workflow. But AI is preaching to be the opposite. You're probably thinking about this on the photographer side. Okay, photographers are going to be able to work less, maybe take on more jobs and make more money because they're not spending so much time behind the computer. But what about your clients? What happens when this becomes the industry norm and the 2 to 3 day turnaround is absolutely normal and the standard compared to today's standard of about 8 to 12 weeks on a wedding? So what does that do to the industry when clients are looking for photographers and wondering why it takes 3 to 4 weeks or 8 to 12 weeks to turn around images when this photographer over here is using AI? And you know darn well they're gonna know we're using AI at some point. Does it raise the demands on the photographer? I mean, 2 to 3 day turnaround time for something that takes 58 minutes. Are they gonna be mad about that even? Or if you don't jump on this bandwagon, will you fall behind in the photography world, and will your photography career and your bottom line suffer? Something to think about. This video is sponsored by Imagen AI. Imagen AI is a software company that helps you cull and edit your photos using AI so that it saves you a ton of time. I'm going to go into AI and that program specifically and what it does and why I like it and why I don't, but I want this entire video and the comments below to talk more about AI as a whole, because I think this topic is as relevant and powerful and boulder moving in this industry as, say, the switch from film to digital. And I think if you are not at least educated on AI and how it can benefit you or hurt you in your business, you're going to be as left behind as the photographers that did not follow the social media trend. Now, Imagen AI, like I mentioned, helps you cull and edit your photos in no time flat. You can create your own editing profiles by uploading a minimum of 3,000 images with their Lightroom adjustments to Imagen AI, and then it will spit back a profile and learn your style and edit your photos. You will download the edits and then plug them into your Lightroom catalog, and it will apply everything it thinks should be done to each image. You can set parameters for things like, I want it to crop the photos, and of course you're applying it to your raw photos and then still have to export out of Lightroom and make any tweaks that you might want to make. Now, if you don't know where you want to start, or maybe you don't have 3,000 images for it to create a profile of your own, well, then you can grab other photographers' profiles like Michael Anthony, or I personally used Michelle Harris's style profile. It took no time at all to get my catalog uploaded, have the images processed, and then download the edits to apply to my Lightroom catalog. It's extremely helpful for portrait and wedding photographers who are dealing with a ton of images and across multiple camera setups and sometimes across brands. It can be very tedious and time consuming to match color and consistency in order to deliver what you've promised and set expectations for your clients in a timely manner. According to Taylor Jackson's YouTube video, he said it only took him 58 minutes from downloading the cards to delivering or exporting the JPEGs. While programs like this absolutely might affect photography editors, I only think it's going to improve the photographer's life. It's going to save you a ton of time. Yes, it's going to cost you a little bit more money, but it will absolutely help you out in the workflow that so many of us just don't like to do. I mean, after all, we decided to become photographers to hold the camera and not a mouse. While it's true that AI is becoming more advanced, oh my gosh, and especially if you're using it to actually create imagery, the truth is it's just a tool and we can decide how to use it, or the industry can decide how it's being used in the photography world. I don't think it's going to replace creativity. I don't think it's going to replace intuition and expectations. And I do have to say, above all else, I think wedding photographers are pretty protected from AI capturing and creating photography of a wedding day. Because you know what? If I created a photo and said I wanted some type of visual medium that's going to sell Prada shoes, right? That can be made through everything that AI is going to pull off the internet. But for wedding photographers and portrait photographers, it can't, at least yet, be there on the wedding day taking the photographs. It can't just create all those moments that haven't actually happened. So I do think wedding photographers are a little bit safe. I did not use personally the culling feature as of yet because, well, I'm not going to use this program. Even if it only took Taylor Jackson 58 minutes for that post-production, I am currently spending 0 minutes. Fine. 1 minute for each wedding to fill out the form to send to my editors. I'm using Freedom Edits. I'm not actually sure if there's a human or maybe AI behind the editing, but I am using someone else entirely. Now, if you're a photographer that can't afford maybe to send all of your work to an editor or to have an editor on staff, then you know what? Programs like Imagen AI are perfect for you because it's going to speed up your workflow. If you want to go to 0 minutes, like I'm doing 0 minutes, you of course could hire somebody to come into your studio and run Imagen AI for you so that it's 0 minutes. So for me personally, it's not a program for me. I think it's a great program. I think it's a program that a lot of photographers should absolutely use, especially if you're one of these photographers that I keep hearing about that are not delivering your images in a timely manner or at all. Total other tangent there. This can save your butt, and the truth is there's just no excuses for not delivering images anymore. But for me personally, that 58 minutes per wedding, if you times that by the average 40 weddings a year that people photograph, that's an entire week I'm spending behind the computer instead of behind my camera. And I just don't want to live that lifestyle. I simply don't. The photos that I like to edit are just my favorites, and I do that the day of the wedding. I hope I've given you a lot to think about. Artificial intelligence in the photography community overall. I hope I gave you a great overview of Imagen AI and what it can do for your business. The truth is, it's a gorgeous program. I think it's fantastic, even though it's not right for me and my business workflow right now. I've given you a lot of food for thought. If you want to check out Imagen AI, you can get 1,500 edits for free. Just head to the link right here, which will also be copied in the description of this video. You can give it a try. It's not a heavy download. It's not a difficult process. I mean, the screen grabs that you saw throughout this video of me editing that proposal session, that was the first time I touched it. There's 0 learning curve. It honestly is very good. And then the learning curve that I needed, they had these little question marks that just showed me how to do whatever I needed to do. So give it a try, download Imagen AI, and talk about this in the comments. I want to hear everyone's perspective. I want to hear what you think. Anyway, hit subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you next time.